All right, world-class athlete, welcome to your advanced mindset masterclass. Now, if you're in this video, I'm gonna assume that you've already gone through your tools for transformation acceleration. If you haven't, go back to that video and pick up those tools because it's gonna be vital for your experience and your success on our journey together using the system. Now, in this video, I'm gonna share with you 5 extraordinarily powerful mindsets that have the potential and the possibility and the power for you to not only transform your mindset while you play tennis, but to completely revolutionize and shift the trajectory of your life. Not just of how much success you achieve, but of how much fulfillment and growth in meaning, in connection, and just how much amazing your experience of life is. So the first mindset and the mental must that you must have while going through the system is, number 1, raise ambition. The world's highest performers, the world's greatest athletes, and the best servers didn't just magically arrive by chance at that destination. No, they specifically envisioned it, they specifically planned it, and most importantly is they really gave themselves permission to dream big. They really said, you know what? I might be kind of in the mud. I might kind of be, in the dirt, but I'm going to choose to follow a high ambition because I can see myself doing that. I have that level of esteem. I believe that I could achieve that. I might not be able to achieve that right away because, you and I both know that transformation takes time. But it's simply just by making the decision of, I'm not aiming to just be able to make my second serve. No, I want to have a world-class serve. And by you thinking big, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And also by you thinking big, it makes every single time you step out on the court so much fun because the more you're thinking about something that's big, a richer reward, you're going to be more motivated to achieve it, right? Let's say you're in the desert. If you see, a tiny little water bottle, right, which would be a low ambition, it's like you're not going to sprint full out. You're not going to be motivated to go get that water. But if you see the rich oasis, if you see the promised land and you're in the desert, that's a big ambition. That's a big dream. I'm going to move towards that. And the bigger your ambition is, the more motivation, the more willpower, the more drive that you're going to experience. Make that one simple shift of giving yourself permission to dream big, to envision big things that kind of freak you out, that kind of scare you. Like, whoa, I don't know if I'm capable of that. Because just by getting on the journey, just by getting on the path towards thinking big, you're going to experience a new richness of life. Which brings us to the second mental must while using this system, which is develop reasons why. I'm a huge fan of the legendary personal development trainer, Jim Rohn. And when Jim Rohn was a young man, he was broke, he was penniless, and he met his mentor, Mr. Shoaff. And Mr. Shoaff looked at him, he said, Jim Rohn, you're actually quite capable. But Jim Rohn was like, well, if I'm capable, then why aren't I successful like you, Mr. Shoaff? And he said, because you haven't developed enough reasons why. And it's so true, right? So many of us are capable. I mean, do you know somebody personally in your life that you see has extraordinary potential, but they're kind of just going through the motions? Well, a common mistake that so many people do, and that is really the secret to them reaching the next level, is for them to develop more powerful reasons why. Because isn't it true that the more reasons why you have to achieve something, the more motivated you're going to feel to achieve it? The more on those days that inevitably come where you really just feel like in a rut, you really just feel like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing here. When you have those reasons why, it kind of provides a way of you kind of clicking back into the mode of, got it, that's my ambition. That's why I'm after it. And having reasons why is a lot like developing little magnets that pull you towards achieving extraordinary outcomes. Now, if we're going to set reasons why, I believe that we should set reasons that have been scientifically proven to be the most psychologically powerful in terms of just how our brain is wired. So that's why right now that you've set a big ambition, which is to hit with world-class serves, we're now going to develop 3 reasons why. And those 3 different types of reasons are, number 1, character reasons, number 2, enrichment reasons, and then number 3, the most powerful, which is called role model reasons. So the first reason that I want you to think of why you should achieve your goal of developing world-class surf technique, or any other goal that you decide to set your mind to, is, and it's a lot like what Jim Rohn taught me. He said, set your goals not for what you'll achieve, but for what the achievement of those goals will make of you. Set your goals not for what you'll achieve, but for who the achievement of those goals will allow you to become. See, the real reward in life is not the achievement. It's who you become as a result of that achievement. So hitting world-class serves might not be the most important thing in your life, but the most important thing that should be in your life is becoming someone who can achieve whatever goal that they set their mind to. So for you, it's like, oh wow, if I achieve that goal, if I'm able to hit with world-class surf technique, that means that I'm gonna have to evolve into the character of being someone who can execute with world-class form. That means that I'm gonna have to develop persistence. I'm gonna have to develop courage. I'm gonna have to consistently imagine my ambition and have the imagination to achieve an extraordinary result. So set that character reason, it's gonna be extraordinarily powerful. The second type of reason to set is an enrichment reason. That's the goal of enjoying the process. In other words, don't just set the goal to, okay, I'm gonna have a world-class serve. No, set the goal to, wow, imagine how awesome that's gonna be when I step out on the court. I'm gonna have that world-class serve. It's gonna make my experience playing so much more fun. When I'm hitting with friends, I'm gonna feel so much confidence. They're gonna be looking at me like, whoa, this guy's got a great serve. At my club, when people walk by, they're gonna be like, dude, that guy's got perfect surf technique. Or that girl, she looks so good with her serve. And just by setting that enrichment reason, like, what's the emotional benefit? Like, how can you really enjoy the process? Which brings us to the third type of reason, which is called role model reasons. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is for a few key reasons. The first is that when you become a role model, you're essentially becoming a leader to the people around you. And you're essentially raising the stakes for you to show up at your best. Basically what that means is, what I want you to do right now is make the decision and the commitment to be a role model. Develop your world-class serve, not just for yourself, but so you can inspire those around you. Here's what I mean. A lot of people make the common mistake of thinking, if you take care of me, I'll take care of you. But see, that's a completely wrong way of thinking, because you don't want to have to invest all your energy supporting someone else. It just doesn't work that way. The way that you rather want to think is, I'll take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. And essentially what that means is, only the motivated person can really motivate other people. Only the inspired person can really inspire other people. And you can really only lead other people if you lead yourself first. So achieve success, achieve world-class surf technique, not just for you, but so you can lead the people around you to thinking bigger, to being happier, and to aspiring for themselves to reach a higher level of performance, not just in their serve, but in all areas of their life. All right, so you now have reasons to achieve a high level of ambition. The third must that you must achieve during this course is, we've got to get you to raise your expectation. Here's an example. You're extremely motivated. You see in front of you the promised land, right? You're in the desert. You see in front of you the promised land. Oh my gosh, if I get there, I'm gonna have everything taken care of. I'm set for life. But you don't believe that you're gonna be able to get to the promised land before you run out of water, before you can't walk anymore, or before you die. If you don't even see yourself as being successful, even if you can literally see the promised land, you have all the reasons to get there, but you don't think you can make it there, right? Question, are you even gonna be motivated to move forward? And the answer is no. But if you see it, you have the reasons why, and you have the expectation, the belief, you imagine and say, you know what, that's got a high probability of success, I'm gonna go. You're gonna be so much more motivated. See, the formula for motivation, you instantly wanna be motivated in all areas of your life. Raise your ambition, develop the reasons why, and then raise your expectation. Motivation equals ambition times expectation. If you believe yourself to achieve it and you know you want it, you're going to be motivated. You're going to show up, you're going to break through walls to achieve that goal because it's going to happen for you. You can see it. And that's exactly what I want for you using the SERV system. You've got the ambition. You've got the reasons why. Should you expect your ability to execute world-class technique? Well, a lot of you might fear that you're never even going to achieve it. You might have failed so many times in the past that you've really kind of given up hope that you're going to achieve world-class technique. But now, because you're here, because you're armed with literally the world's best tools at your fingertips to not just logically understand the SERV, but literally to follow the processes of accelerated learning, to literally get that into your unconscious muscle memory so you can just blast it consistently every single time you step on the court, your expectation has got to be 10 out of 10. Doesn't matter if you're old, doesn't matter if you have bad habits, just show up, just make the commitment, just follow this system. I guarantee you're going to achieve world-class results. All right, so now you've got a high ambition. You've got those reasons why. You expect yourself to achieve it. The fourth thing is, how do we get you there faster? And the way we do that is by you learning to love challenge. I don't mean endure challenge. I don't mean accept challenge. I mean you to love challenge. My life transformed when I read an amazing book called Make It Stick. And in that book, I learned about the science of learning and what they found with virtually every single scientific study of accelerated learning. The more challenge and struggle you experience, the faster you progress. See, the problem in the challenge is people don't know this, and the human brain is not wired to know when you're actually progressing. When you find yourself, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I am so bad at this. I'm so awkward. I'm literally tripping over my toes. I can't even take 2 steps forward. I'm terrible at this. Most people, they see that and they immediately have that as a trigger to say, I can't do this. This is hard. I'll never achieve it. But see, that's not going to be you because you're not the mediocrity. You're the outlandish, extraordinary success. You are the person who says, oh, wow, when I'm struggling, I'm actually performing a complete rewiring of the neurological pathways in my brain. So basically, here's an example. You show up to try and execute world-class SERVs. You suck day one. Like you are awful. Like all your technique is so bad. Oh my gosh. But then you just really try super hard. You follow the drills and it's super awkward, but you just make the commitment to show up. That night when you're asleep, your brain is performing a process called reconsolidation. You're rewiring your brain. So the next time you step out on the court, all of a sudden, it becomes a little bit more natural. It becomes a little bit more effortless. So the reason why, me personally, I'm able to actually be speaking right now, extemporaneously, no script, no nothing, is because I was terrible at speaking. I literally had to read a script step by step. I tried the introduction 7 different times, and I was so bad. But because I knew the science of learning, I was like, oh, it's supposed to be hard. And guess what? The harder something is, that just should be a trigger of most people are going to quit. I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to be extraordinary. So love challenges. It's the secret to you growing at the fastest possible rate. So you've now got a big ambition. You've got those reasons why exactly. You have a high expectation exactly. You are also going to love challenge exactly. Now, by the way, the reason why I'm doing that is because it's stimulating your engagement, which is going to help you learn faster. The fifth and final element, we're already going to achieve world-class technique, so why not? Let's enjoy the process. Now, this alone completely transformed my life because in school I was a really bad student. I didn't really know how to achieve my goals, and I experienced a lot of suffering. But a really amazing person, Brendon Burchard, taught me that anything you do in life, you can actually change the way that you think about that thing to actually really enjoy the process, right? Here's an example. Let's say that you're going up a steep, curvaceous mountain slope, right? And as you're going up that steep, curvaceous mountain slope, a lot of people, as they're like, oh my God, I have to go over this mountain. This is so hard. Like my legs are tired. Oh my gosh, this sucks. But what if instead of just bemoaning the process, every single step, you were imagining the California coast, right? You're the great American pioneer, traveling from the east to the west. And as you're going up the Colorado Rocky Mountains, You're envisioning the California coastline. Every step that you're taking, you're envisioning that new life. You're generating that enthusiasm because remember, you don't have positive emotions. You generate positive emotions. You don't get happiness. You create happiness. You force yourself to be happy to the point where it becomes a habit. You force yourself to focus on the amazing things in your life to the point where it just becomes second nature, right? What they found is that when you become old, they found that old people are typically either really grouchy, like you've ever met or seen a really grouchy old person before, right? But then you also might have just met the most awesome, like, grandma making cookies, like just amazing old person, right? Because over time, depending on what you're focusing on, that determines your levels of happiness, that determines who you become. So make the decision right now in the commitment to enjoy the process, to focus on the things that give you positive emotion, where every time you step on the court, you're having so much fun. All right, world-class athlete, we've covered a lot in this video. I encourage you, re-watch this video a few times, play this at night, and just listen to the audio so you'll feel that emotion. You'll unlock that next level of your potential. I'm so excited and grateful that you've gone through this mindset training. You're now equipped with the mental blueprint for success. And I'm so excited to see you in the next part of your Serve Transformation System.